Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Time to get cracking on the final day. T-5R. What we have left is to hook up the steering linkage stuff. We're also going to put the rest of the dash stuff together. Finish that off, the under dash. Hook up the steering wheel. And put marker lights on. We're going to do a roof liner in this car. And this thing should be ready to go. He's working on the antenna mast now. So let me get this stuff under here together and wrap this up. It's a little frustrating aligning this top panel with the 850. And my go-to screwdriver again is this one here. T15. I believe I got this one from AutoZone. O'Reilly sells one similar, and put that all the way up the little hole there to get to those T15s in there to screw that on. So that's where we're at. Let me correct the time on this. Put that panel in down there, and we can get to this saggy roof liner. Man, even the panel here is sagging on this. Somebody's done this roof liner before, and it's a mess again. They use bad material maybe, because anytime your fingerprint stays in there longer than 2 seconds, the foam behind there is destroyed. But this is not the original stuff. It looked more like this. I don't know if they maybe covered this, but you see they broke this up here. 1, 2. It's broken in 2 places, probably to be finished off when we start messing with it here in a few minutes. But we're going to do this roof liner. For some reason, this vehicle seems to have an extra audio plug behind the radio. One of these plugs is supposed to mate with the power amp, and then the small one is supposed to come into the head unit, but it still seems to have an extra one. So, oh man, look, he's got a Quaife lanyard. Isn't that special? Made in Sweden. Anyway, we're going to hook up the antenna and see if this power amp works. I don't know which one of these plugs to use. I'll ask him, maybe he knows. But if you don't know the radio code, of course, you hold down number 6, and then you turn the power on, and it'll operate temporarily for about 15 minutes if you do that. So, here we are. I don't see anything on the radio. Radio seems to be dead. Actually, whenever you plug the radio in, it should have a light blinking here. So let me plug the other plug into this radio, see if it works. Even though I do not see any lights on the radio, and the radio code is right there, I hear the antenna working, so my guess is this radio now has power. So let's power it on. It's not letting me enter numbers. Now 4 came up. And there it is. I'm going to leave it on so it extends the antenna. Then I'm going to turn it off and push the antenna down in it. I still hear the antenna whining. There you have it. The inside is all together. The antenna mast is working great. Getting ready to put the floor mats in, clean up these tools out of the floor. and probably take it for a test drive and then do this headliner. Next up, Fender marker lights. And I'm going to redo that video so that I can show you guys which wires to use. I'm assuming this black in the middle is the ground. This green is the power for one and the white's the power for the other one. So let's see which one does what. It appears that the green is the signal and the white is the parking light. I'm going to strip the wires off of this, poke it in there, and double check my theory. I stripped a little bit of my wire to my light off the end, and I poked them in the back of the connector. I got the black in the black and the other wire into the green, and you can see it flashing. Testing the wires on the passenger side, I turn the parking light on. I turn the flashers on. I unplug the light up over here, and I plug a bulb into 2 wires, and I don't have nothing. So let me see if this bulb works. I should have something going on here. Test it with the ohm meter. I grounded ground on the strut bolt there. I stuck my probe in this gray and black wire. It was steady. The blue with the stripe on it, it was flashing. So that middle one's got to be a ground, but for some reason my test didn't work, my test wire. So let me figure out what's going on with my test wire, make sure I got a good bulb in there. I switched bulbs and everything. It seemed to be working fine. Maybe my plug's messed up. Yeah, I looked down in my plug. My plug is really messed up. I gotta make sure I got a good contact on my bulb socket there. I messed with my bulb socket. It is working. So let me go ahead and wire this in here. There it is, folks. It worked. Plug it in to the new side marker and we're done. We misplaced a dust boot off of that #1 fuel injector. So we may pull that fuel injector rail to put this back on. Here we go, folks. We are going to fire it up. Make sure it's in neutral.
That's a change.
Yep.
Dead.
I hear something clicking. You don't think the battery's too dead, do you? Before I dug too deep, I checked the starter connections, and I think the sensing wire was off the back of the starter. So we're going to try one more time here.
Right?
Yep. I'll give it a second. Cut the key off. Bump the starter. Just kick it and let it go. Yeah, like that. That ought to prime the fuel rail. Let me see if we got fuel at the fuel rail. Look under the car, make sure we're not squirting fuel under the car, and we're not. It's connected. All right, we seem to have fuel at the fuel rail. Go ahead, try it again. All right, stop. Did you touch the gas pedal?
No.
The throttle moved for some reason.
Maybe I touched it a little bit.
Huh?
I might have touched it a little bit.
Yeah. Cam sensors plugged in, crank sensors plugged in. I wonder if we got spark.
Distributor wire.
Distributor wire is plugged in. Try one more time. We'll see if we got spark. All right, hold on. Make sure the fuel injectors are coming open. Remember, you had all these wires jagged up on this fuel injector relay. Man, that's not coming out easy. Let me get that out of there. Found one of the wires off of the back of the fuel injection relay. Then when I plugged it in, I heard the fuel injector spray. Go ahead, try to start it again. That's the problem. Man, it sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, it's probably, it's either the cluster or the PMP switch. Like the fact that it doesn't have a automatic transmission anymore.
Oh, the ECU.
Yeah, yeah. Does it have a check engine light too? Yeah.
Light, SRS, flashing out.
All right, so we need to clear the SRS. I'll try to clear that with my tool, make it easier, maybe. All right, so we need to move our tools, put this thing on the ground, take it for a test drive, and if the test drive's fine, we will rip out this hood liner. We have the stuff moved out of the way from the back of the car so we can back the car up. Starts nice and quiet. Safety first, seatbelt on. And there it is. We got a quaif and a manual trans, folks. On and popping. Watch out for this yellow T-5R. About to go through the gears. Let's go, folks. We're gonna pump some air because air works. Air mix closed.
Should the engagement feel like that?
I don't know. We're moving. I don't know what it felt like. Was it difficult going in first?
Yeah, second.
Second was better?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reverse was kind of the same way.
Yeah, normally to go in reverse, I hit first to line it up and then hit second. So. Then I could drive it, let you know how I think it feels. It is working. We got 3 gears.
4.
We are in 5th, folks.
Wheel needs to move pretty bad.
Woohoo! Test drive went well. We put the anti-skid plate back on, the air gap back on. We tightened the drain bolt for the transmission. That was finger tight. And we got to turn the steering wheel 1 notch because it's off. And we got to install the cruise control relay. Then we'll be done with this car for the day and going to replace some heater hoses on the S60R. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.